in a cage. Apparently this location is used for TV animals. San Bernardino National Forest. A large burn area. San Bernardino Mountains. This is a section that is not burnt. It's really nice. This is a ponderosa pine. Seem to find them at elevation, and all the mountains are beautiful. Grow pretty large. They also have this bark. If you look at it, this bark is sometimes it's 3-4 inches deep, and they've developed that as a mechanism against forest fires. They also don't grow their first branches are really high up in the tree as another defense mechanism against forest fires. And if you smell them, you get up close and smell them, they sort of smell like vanilla. Really cool tree. I love hiking through them. They have beautiful pine cones. Hiking along the trail, found these enormous pine cones. I don't even know what tree they came off of, but they are huge. They weigh about 3-4 pounds each. Break time, one of my favorite times of the day.
Granola bars are wonderful.
We've made it to 300. In some ways, it's a miracle. The rundown for the last 100 miles from 2 to 300, pretty much 200. We were coming off Mount San Jacinto. It was pretty steep coming down. We ended up having to camp before we even hit the bottom, and then it got windy, very windy. We ended up crossing a lot of open desert and I-10. We actually went under I-10. There was a little trail magic under there. We got a cream soda, which was wonderful. We ran into a big rattlesnake that wasn't very happy to see us. Then we hit a wind farm, and it probably blew 50 miles an hour at night, some of the gusts. About blew our tent away. Coming out of there, we got into the San Bernardino Mountains, and it was beautiful, but a lot of uphill. Made it really tough days getting uphill, quite a few miles. A lot of burned up areas that we've seen on television over the years. A lot of big, beautiful pine trees that were just totally scorched, hundreds of feet in the air. After we made it out of there, we finally, at the end of it, I guess the best part of the hike was the last 40 or 50 miles. We ended up coming across Big Bear Lake, and that was an absolutely spectacular hike. A lot of trees, and the views were spectacular, and not a lot of uphill. It was more level. So yes, the last 2 or 3 days have just been spectacular. We just hit a bunch of trail magic, a little party by Mountain Community's Hiking Adventures. Put on a little picnic for all the hikers. We spent about 2 hours there just gorging ourselves on good fresh food, which is absolutely wonderful. Thank you. Other than that,
Long 100 miles. We probably pushed ourselves harder. Found our limits. I can't do this. I just ruined your whole first part of the video.
you're good. Anyway, we did suffer some blisters, quite a few blisters. Kathy had some. I've been great, no problems with the foot other than being sore. A lot of sore muscles. We've been living on what they call in the trail vitamin I, ibuprofen.
We did switch out of gear, our sleeping systems, which has made a huge difference, although we've only been in it one night. Tested it well though, it got close to freezing last night and we kept warm, which is a first. So that was great.
Yes, we've had quite a few nights where it gets down into the 30s. Last night was freezing. It got down to about 32, 33 degrees. And generally we've been waking up shivering. We've been using a dual tent and dual sleeping bag. And it's just too many drafts. But we switched over to individual mummy bags, and we finally slept warm and good last night. So we're sticking with that system.
Yes. That's about it. We're looking forward to the next 100. Can't wait to see what it brings to us. Thank you for all your support, and follow us on retireunwire.com and Retire Unwire on YouTube and Instagram.
Out.